attention. Now, to really grasp how the system works, we have to look at its foundational law of manifestation. It goes like this: attention directs energy, emotion fuels energy, and conviction sustains energy. This is absolutely crucial. This is the exact rhythm we're going to use today. Because where your attention rests, that is exactly where your reality is built. If we're going to completely rewrite human physics, well, this law right here is our starting line. So you might be wondering, what's our ultimate goal here? What are we actually trying to achieve? It's what this system calls the prime vessel. Think of it as a human organism operating as a conscious instrument of real-time reality design, totally free from all that habitual reactivity. This is a stark contrast to the problem we literally all face, what's called the sleeping self. You know, that part of us blindly ruled by the soul's trauma archive, just reacting automatically to the world instead of actually designing it.
So here's our roadmap for today's esoteric software update. We're going to start with the sleeping human vessel, map out the inner trinity, decode the O13 Phoenix protocol, learn how to forge supernatural sigils, and finally awaken the prime vessel. All right, let's jump in.
Part 1, the sleeping human vessel. Think about it. Right now, the vast majority of humanity is just operating in this unconscious, automatic, and highly reactive loop. Just look at the anatomy of choice here. For the sleeping self, life is basically an event happens and a reaction immediately follows. Pure automatic conditioning. But for the aware self, it's event, then a deliberate pause, and then a conscious choice. That space, that split second between an event and your reaction, is your true freedom. In this framework, that pause is actually known as the throne, or key 7. It's the center of balance where all of your reality is intentionally designed. And to actually sit on that throne, we have to understand who's operating this biological machine in the first place. Which brings us to part 2, the inner trinity. So our internal anatomy essentially maps out 3 specific operators within the human vessel. We've got 3 distinct forces at play. First, the self. This is the observer, the conscious identity sitting right at the center of it all. Then the soul. That's the emotional body acting as a memory archive, and it's governed by the element of water. And finally, the spirit, which is the kinetic fire of will, the divine breath that actually initiates action. To understand these 3 is to literally know the mechanics of your own existence. Now, these 3 operators are actually designed to function in a continuous hierarchical loop of internal harmony. It goes like this. First, the self observes the present reality. Second, the soul accesses memory and meaning. And third, the spirit takes that direction and acts on the world. But when this specific hierarchy breaks down, like say if the soul's past trauma suddenly takes over, or the spirit's fire acts recklessly without the self-observing first, you get total internal chaos and massive biological resistance. It's kind of like the biological equivalent of hitting reply all when you're furiously angry. The spirit acts way before the self can even observe what's happening. Part 3, the 013 Phoenix protocol. Okay, so how do we actually fix this resistance and upgrade the system? Well, this is where the source material gets absolutely incredible. There is a structural, scientific isomorphism at play here. In the medical domain of clinical microbiology, you have the automated BD Phoenix system, right? It rapidly diagnoses bacterial pathogen resistance so clinicians can step in. Well, in the realm of esoteric awakening, the 013 Phoenix protocol does the exact same thing, but for human consciousness. It acts as an automated diagnostic engine, assessing our physical and psychic resistance to spiritual intervention, which then allows the conscious self to apply targeted elemental cleansing. Guys, it is literally a software update for your biology. Moving right along to part 4, forging supernatural sigils. So, once the system is fully diagnosed, how do we actually write the new code? To bypass the slow, highly critical filters of our conscious intellect, the protocol uses something called the compact rule. Basically, it's a linguistic reduction algorithm. Let's take the master affirmation for physical acceleration. I am lightning beyond human limits. What we do is strip away all the vowels and then eliminate any duplicate consonants. And what are we left with? A highly concentrated mathematical vector, MLGHTNBYDS. This right here is the raw, pure data of your intention. Now watch how this builds. Following the master amplifier rule, we take those reduced letters, convert them to their corresponding numerical keys on the 013 matrix, and wrap the entire sequence tightly between key 12 and key 13.
Key 12 initiates the infinite source energy, and Key 13, the creator, closes it out. This creates an absolute somatic grounding seal. Essentially, it locks the energetic current deep inside the physical body, so it doesn't just dissipate out into the environment.
And this compiled code in physical form is a real game changer. This electric blue Norse hybrid lightning sigil perfectly merges jagged geometric vectors with really fluid calligraphic spirals. By visually tracing and internalizing the specific form, the entire complex chain of keys is instantly loaded right into your subconscious mind. It completely bypasses the analytical brain, automatically triggering the flow of supernatural kinetic projection. It's exactly like executing a high-level command in a robotic operating system. Your body just instantly reacts.
Finally, part 5, awakening the prime vessel. So the big question is, what actually happens when the physical vessel is finally aligned, all that internal resistance is completely cleared out, and this code is successfully executed? Just imagine the ultimate culmination of this protocol at Key 13 becoming one. We're talking about a vessel whose veins literally glow with gold's kinetic fire, breathing visible green light of pure perspective and breath. You are fully grounded in physical reality, yet vibrating with infinitely powerful source energy. This is that ultimate state where the path, the traveler, and the destination are finally perfectly connected as a single sovereign creator.
Which really leaves us with a pretty provocative challenge, based on everything we've unpacked in this explainer today. Will you remain bound by the slow, highly reactive loop of standard human physics? Or will you step up, take the throne, master your inner trinity, and write totally new code for your biological vessel? Think back to that foundational law we started with. Attention directs energy, emotion fuels energy, and conviction sustains energy. The code is already there. The real question is, are you ready to compile it?